Hey, what's going on, guys? Chris here. It's been a while I did any kind of long form content. I figure I'd go ahead and try to riff the best I can what I know, what I don't know. If it comes up, crops up, I'll let you know straightforward. I'll be straightforward with you. I got my notes in front of me on my screen, ready to go to help me riff on these bullet points. Let's see how far we can go. Not only me cutting this video is another case study, um, it's to see something that I want to let my audience know after the fact, but first we got to do do content first, and do content in a way that isn't making you feel like you're burning out or you're bending your what's the term I'm looking for? You're bending backwards, something. I forget the phrase. Anyhow, um, so I'm gonna just go ahead and riff. If you made it to this video ahead of time, I would appreciate if you liked the video. It helped the channel grow tremendously, and to subscribe to the channel. Tick that bell icon if you wish, or not. Doesn't matter. You can just watch, give us watch time, and then be recommended other stuff we put out without subscribing. Because I know a lot. I've seen the analytics, and about 97% or 98% of you are watching, but y'all not subscribing. But y'all watching, which I do appreciate y'all watching. It's just gonna keep pushing if y'all keep watching. Push time. You might as well subscribe if it interests you. If you don't want to subscribe, that's cool too. It doesn't matter. But anyhow, I figure I'll go ahead and talk about some things, that relatable, more of a relatable reality check. Okay. One of the first bullets I see is how I used to overthink every piece of content, how you may be overthinking every piece of content. And there is structure to content, and there are many frameworks to content. There's really no said way to do content, because the fact that you doing content and doing it consistently is to show people that you're a real person, okay? And when you do content, you can share stories, infotainment, lessons you've learned, things like that. There is a graph from Eugene Schwartz, Five Stages of Awareness, that it's not him, it's not from him per se. He talks about the five stages of awareness. I'm not going to name them off the cuff. You just look it up. Eugene Schwartz, Five Stages of Awareness. Just look it up. And the graph I'd stumble upon was using his five stages of awareness as kind of like a blueprint map to go about content. But while it's pretty and it makes sense and all that, really you showing up and telling stories and just being you, and the authenticity of it is what makes you more relatable. And even if no one likes you and you get the troll in the comment, the occasional troll in the comment, that's fine. It's the name of the game. And you're going to have the ones that are going to try to dig into your soul, like really make you second guess yourself when it's just emotions, guys. It's just emotions. So what if they have a better paying corporate job, right? So what of all these things? And you may just be starting out, okay? You don't let trolls crush you. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop with that. The point of this video, like I said, is for me to go off the cuff with the bullets I have on my screen, okay? So I guess I'll leave that at that. Um, there are different structures and methods you can mix and match, but I'm not gonna go into that in this video. Let's see. Another bullet I have here to talk about: why perfection slowed me down for years, especially. Perfection will slow you down, okay? I mean, yeah, if you have mentors helping you, that's different because they have years and experience to set you in the right course. So, there are a lot of people out there that are hard headed and won't listen to the mentors. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've never done it before too. I've been told to do certain things, and during a launch period, for example, I'd be just so all over the place I never get around to it. Even though I know if I got around to it, it would pan out. Because they have the experience, hours on the back, all that stuff. But I may have tended to say why I prefer. And oh yeah, perfectionist. Perfectionism is a killer. It is a killer because you need market feedback even when it's not perfect, and you have to take imperfect action every single time. It has to be imperfect action. You have the idea, take the action. It has to be, if just make it imperfect. It could be a crappy opt-in form to an offer, or something else. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much of the weeds about that. Just do. You won't know if you don't do, and you have to suck long enough to get good in the first place. Okay. So yeah, perfection is definitely not something you want to get hung up on. Okay. And with the advent of AI, there's ways to prompt it to where you don't have to really think about too much perfectionism like plaguing you. Okay. So I'm moving on. Another bullet we got here to help me riff on. The moment you realize AI isn't cheating, it's leverage, and boy, is that true. The second, especially ChatGPT, once the buzz started getting out and it grew like it did, spread like wildfire, and all these other AI companies started popping up, I knew, I'm sure you as well knew, that if you can somehow figure out how to use it in an application to make income, to make money, okay, to change your financial circumstance without the headache of overly racking your brain when you have a digital brain to assist you. Okay, so it's pure leverage. Okay, you either fear it or you're left behind. Simple as that. You fear it. I mean, is what I meant to say. You either fear it, don't do anything, and stay left behind, or you adapt. That's what I meant to say. Anyhow, so that's pretty much what I got to say about that. There's a lot of bullets here to cover. That's why I'm trying to like go through them quickly. Okay, so we talked about the leverage of how AI is leverage, and it's not cheating. You know, I can see how people can think that, but anyhow. All right, the next bullet I have is the trap most affiliates fall into is they go into learning mode instead of earning mode, or instead of input mode to earn. Okay, you got, or get the feedback so that you can perfect to then start earning. See, that's another thing that'll scare people off, is like they fail the first time and they're like, "Oh, this doesn't work." They put their hands up and this, and it's like, no, you gotta fail so you could try again and make a tweak, try again, and if it keeps failing, keep tweaking and iterating till it doesn't fail. It's that simple, and people are scared to do that. Okay, so yeah, you definitely want to not get trapped in that. Why publishing daily builds more trust than writing perfect copy. Like I said, it's going back to that whole authenticity thing. Okay, if you can't express your authenticity, your inflection, how your day went, a story that taught you a lesson, or an event, you gotta understand in copy. Well, I mean, as far as this bullet goes, I say copy instead. It says builds more trust than writing perfect copy. I think in copy, you got to articulate the hero story. And there's many different hero stories. Usually the worst times of your life is makes the best copy. Obviously you don't want to strum on the same moment of your life, even though it may have been that moment, whatever that moment was, where the kraken was after you and you had to make something happen to get away and rise above, or the monster or whatever, the monster of life that it's eroding many souls, that others succumb to it, but not you, the entrepreneur, because you're intelligent. um so yeah, authenticity, it's one of those things, you go in, you are you, okay? And there's others just like you out there. You're not the only one, guys. You're not the only one. And not everybody's going to like everybody. Not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. It's the name of the game. It's okay. Why, I mean, trolls actually, depending on the troll's comment, trolls can sometimes teach you something about yourself. Even though you shouldn't entertain them, it just depends on the troll. Actually, some trolls you can roast pretty bad, especially seasoned ones. All right, anyhow, I'm gonna stop going off about that bullet. I just want to kind of riff a little bit. So that was that. This is I actually had ChatGPT help me collab these bullets, because I communicate with this so much. It knows me. It just knows me. I use it freaking for everything. I have other AI tools, but I use this for everything. I mean, it was the first on the scene. I learned a lot about it. I learned how to prompt it. And it knows me so well. So I asked it. I was like, "What are some good bullets I can riff off of?" So yeah, try that out, guys. I'll help you give you long form content to use for your marketing efforts for traffic and building your email list. Okay, so let's go back in. Let's go into the next area. It's saying section 2 for this. Um, okay, it says the big shift: AI turned you into a consistency machine. Okay, that's what it said. The AI, me reading off of this. Now the bullets it gave me because it knows me so well. Me going back and forth building stuff with it quickly. Anyhow, it says how I went. It's saying how you went from sporadic posting to predictable weekly cycles. Now while it feels this ChatGPT feeling this about me, it's not always what they say. It's not always rainbows and sunshine. I'm human. I get down. I get in moods. I get in the dumps. You know, even the big guys way up there, they get in the dumps. They get in the mood. I was listening. They get in a bad mood. I was listening to Alex Ramosey's recent story about he was like $86 million bill that he had to pay up in 72 hours or something. And I was like, yeah, even the big guys have shitty days, pardon the language, you know? Um, so yeah, the whole, how you went from sporadically posting to predictably, see, there I go with tangenting. I'm trying to like riff what we got here. Posting predictable weekly cycles. And that can be predictable. Going back to it, that can be predictable if you know where the buyer views are. Okay, and buyer reviews can be in the form of videos or in the form of just product names. Okay, specific kind of buyer inquiries. I'm not going to go on a big seminar about all that. You can easily ask ChatGPT, DeepSeek, all the AIs. You can ask them cross notes and cross compare notes, and you get the answer way better than I can. Okay, so I'm not going to go in the weeds about that. Um, and yeah, there's ways to get that predictable traffic to get those subscribers to then move them up the spectrum of the awareness chart as Eugene Schwartz talks about. He talks about you got your unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. It's five of them. Okay, rewind it a million times. I'm not gonna repeat myself on. And hopefully I said it right. Correct me if I didn't. The more seasoned vets. Anyhow, I don't want to ref on that too much. I want to keep going. Why AI lets you sound like the best version of yourself, and yes, it does. Especially if you've been using it for a while, you talk to it. You talk to it quite often. It picks up on your style and tone. Now, if you're new to using it, you have to train it on that. In which I say it's easy to train. It's like you can just go all to your social medias and tell the AI, here's my text. I'm about to show you how I write, and give it like a sample size of 10 to 20 of your own content pieces. It doesn't matter if it's political or whatever. Just it has to see your writing style to see how you write, so that it can adapt and write like you. Okay, there's many ways to do it, but if you just interact with it enough, it just picks it up on its own and knows how you write. So yeah, let's see. That was that. It's not the best version. So yeah, that'll make you sound like the best version of yourself when you're on it. Okay. Next bullet we have how you build emotional trust. I say, I try not to like spam this word, but it seems like ever since I put it in an AI data set, it keeps saying equity, equity. I mean, it's not lying; it's true, but I feel like I've been spamming it too much because building emotional equity is like building rapport, basically. Maybe may have some differences, but you're building equity, you're building value in the customer's eyes to you. I mean, emotional equity. But I'm gonna read it anyway. It says how to build emotional equity with your audience using short content. Yes, yes. With the short content, I try to knock multiple birds out one stone. That's why I'm doing this, running off this bullets list, so that the exhausting process of doing long form can be leveraged heavily without me having to do it all the time. Okay. So let's see the exact. I don't want to like lose track here. Build emotional equity. That's like you giving value to the people that aren't subscribed or the people that are. Okay, you're giving value, build emotional equity. You're engaging them, hearts and nodes and comments. Same with Facebook. Same deal. It's the same deal. If you engage on people that you know are your target audience and they don't engage back, doesn't matter. The fact you engage them and comment, it makes them feel warm and toasty inside. Just how it is. It's a dopamine hit. It makes them feel special, and it also adds to the emotional equity life bar, so to speak. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there. All right, next bullet says why you don't need charisma or high energy just for reproducible systems. And that can be easily. I could say this to you right here in this bullet. It's actually pretty good with some of the stuff saying, because I know I can riff. It says because from when I'm reading this bullet, I don't want to lose my spot. Let me highlight this, guys, because I want this video to move along, just so I know where I'm at. Because with this right here, you can do simple review videos, not be the greatest, so long you have your bonuses in place, 1 to 2, and you can have them be PDF bonuses, whatever. If you do a really good review video, it don't have to be a great review video. That could definitely apply. You won't have to have charisma, because what that does is people that are looking for that product and they go to look for a review for it, they may be like you in some way, and they see how you articulate and they can relate, because be like, oh man, this person understands me. There is a big marketer I feel that way about with me, even, for example. He's big, like very big marketer, and he kind of stutters and all that, and I do too. But so does Elon Musk. Thank God for Elon. Of course, yeah, I'm not putting rockets in space, but he he kind of like liberated the stutterers. Okay, yeah, he liberated the stutterers. Oh, anyhow, enough of that tangent. You don't have to be charismatic, guys. You don't have to be high energy in these content pieces. You do have to figure out your something long enough, long form enough you can riff on to then use for your marketing for the short form to gain attention. Okay. So let's see. So that's going back to where it says just a reproducible system, and I do have a reproducible system. We had got out of launch week last October, and it brought a nice little amount of handful. I don't want to say it was a great giant launch, which launching, I honestly think it's great and all that. People have mastered it and they got big, like, armies of affiliates on their list, but it's not necessary. Not really. You can totally drive traffic to your own digital products and keep 100% of the money. Instead of having to break so much bread off to the affiliates that, give you the buyer lead from them driving the traffic for you, which is also sexy. But you understand, it's work to get affiliates, just like it's work to do this kind of stuff where you're doing long form content to use for your marketing. Okay, I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna keep it moving. Okay, next bullet we have is the exact moment you realized AI could replace entire workflows. I don't know exact moments. I knew that from jump. I'm sure you did too, but I'm gonna keep it moving. Let's see. Okay, this is saying in section 3. It's gave me 8 sections to talk about. So let's see, section 3. I'm gonna try to make like riff quickly here. Hidden buyer psychology. This is what it's saying. Section 3, the hidden buyer psychology nobody talks about. Okay, so I'm gonna read these bullets. There's 4 of them. It says, why, quote unquote, observation beats persuasion in 2025, 2026. Um, that is true when you're sharing your wins. Okay. And your wins don't have to always be monetary. It could be like you gain X amount of followers, X amount of engagement, things like that. You could actually package stuff up like that too without monetary results. I tell newbie people all the time. I remember when I was with my mentor, when I first got with him, the product creation mentor, when I first got with him, and I was just like that same person. It's like, well, who would want to buy from me? I have no results. Blah, 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 blah. And he said, start a case study, and it doesn't have to be monetary. And he had students launch with non-monetary, no images of how much money I made, just followers and views, and people bought it. It's just the nature of the game when you got affiliates, and and if the page is well written and looked over with AI and mentorship, obviously. But yeah, that's going back to the observation part. They looking at, because people they're looking at your content, they're observing you. You got your haters, people judging you and all that. Gonna have them, guys. Name it a game. But I guarantee the subset audience, there's a lot of them just like and me. Oops, hit my knuckle on the desk. Like you and me, okay? Those are the ones that subscribe to us. Okay? Those are the ones. Those are the ones you bring them through the entire journey of the Eugene Schwartz 5 stages of awareness. You got the most aware, problem aware, product aware. I think I messed up. Solution. I'm sorry. Most aware, product aware. So no, I'm sorry. Most aware. God, unaware. Let's try this again. Unaware. Okay, you know this, Chris. Unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. Dang, it only took like what 4 tries, and I figure I'll keep that in there for authenticity reasons. Of course, on the shorts, I'll have to chop out the flubs because you lose people on short content, but that's okay. Let's keep riffing. Um, see, actually filters. All right, so that's observation. Yeah, I kind of riffed on there. May have tangent a few times. Okay. Next one is buyers don't trust gurus. They trust documented grinders. That's the point of you document. Social is you documenting your journey. Okay, it's showing the next man that's a few steps behind you that is more like that is your avatar, the ones that are actually following, even if they don't subscribe. The fact they give you watch time, especially on YouTube, because I'm specifically talking about YouTube and YouTube Shorts, but this will work on TikTok and Facebook and all. All of this will work. It's the same concept. Now their algorithms might take to it differently, but I know for sure what I'm talking here is YouTube Shorts, and leveraging the related video system to then get your subscriber on your list that's already warmed up from hearing you and seeing you, and just building that relationship with them, through your emails, and get them to your group, build them through your group, even DM them if you're a chatty Cathy, like to DM like that. Okay, hope I didn't tangent too much right there. By a date. So yeah, that kind of answered that, I suppose, to a degree. I could go longer. Why long form, short form, and call to action is still undefeated. Long form, to short form. I don't know why it wrote that. It probably wrote it with a different reasoning. I would say short form to long form, and with the long form, the call to action is still undefeated. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the offer, obviously, but yeah, it works. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Why your audience actually wants structure and filters, not more rumors about what's working. Structures and filters. Okay, now mind you guys, this is ChatGPT giving me some talking points of what it thinks I could riff on, but I'm trying to understand what it means here. Why your audience actually wants structure and filters, no more rumors about what's working. A little stumped on that, Mr. Chatty AI. Okay, your personal take says section 4, your personal take AI gives you creative freedom. How AI lets you stay in your zone even when you're tired, overstimulated, dealing with work, dealing with life, facing anxiety. What you Why you built, okay? Why you built your system with realistic humans in mind. Why the modern affiliate needs fewer tabs open, not more hacks. Um, so that's just that me rattling off those bullets. I didn't have anything come to mind, but I like what it read because that's true. Your signature framework breakdown, soft pre-sell. Okay. You don't name your product, you describe what it does. Okay. The 3-minute short form seed builds curiosity. The whiteboard long form builds belief. The AI assisted follow up builds buying behavior. Okay. Builds buying behavior. How these three pieces from the Buyer Magnet Flywheel. Momentum matters. Why momentum matters more than virality. Why a small buyers list can outperform a huge freebie list. That's that. See, I'm reading those out, and I'm letting my thoughts pool on this for some to say. Let's see, like, where it says how these three pieces. So the three pieces, the 3-minute short form seed. Um, Actually, I'm more into long form seed. So, like I said, this is AI pushing it out. Long form seed, that brings me to short form, and you can have a whiteboard long form that builds belief to a product you're trying to sell through related videos, depending on what short it is that's relevant to what it needs to be point to the relevant related video. Like I said, it's mostly YouTube I'm talking here. So let's see. The flywheel is definitely what it is. Because it says the Buyer Magnet Flywheel. That was why I said the Buyer Magnet method when I launched that product. Which you'll be able to get to check out. It is currently I don't know what month you're watching this, but it is currently a Christmas special right now. 93% off just for the month of December. After that, it goes back to like 12.95. So just want to let you know, pick it up while it's at the Christmas discount. Um, so let's see. I want to add more to this. Build curiosity, builds belief, buying behavior. The AI assisted follow up speed. It's more like it speeds building up the buyer behavior. Um, with that, the flywheel and momentum. Yeah, momentum is consistency in my book. You don't want to think, oh, it's got to be a viral hit every time, and if it's not, for so many times in a row, I give up. No, viral views is way less than viral views, way less. Okay, so viral views, you got to keep that in mind. Don't ever make it about the view, seriously, because you will be stuck in a trap and thinking you're just not gonna make much, man, unless you're like a really talented influencer that just sucks them in because they're very good. And not everybody is, okay? But that don't mean you could still not make just as much, if not more, as them if you master specific things in another way. Not having to be a big influencer. So yeah, I kind of ranted there a little bit. Okay, and then it's giving me another section. Section 6, the real talk that matters. Okay, or actually, I read it wrong. The real talk that makes them love you. All right, okay, let me read out the bullets, and then I'm gonna kind of have my thoughts pull up about it. Okay. Let me take a quick break so my thoughts can pull up about it, because I know I can rattle off of this stuff, and I want to, like, hopefully you grab some nuggets out of it, and it helps you. Let me go ahead and get my little coffee and pause the video right quick. Had to get my coffee. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, this is the next part. Let me make sure, because like when I pause, I like lost myself. Okay. Before I move on, it was like momentum manager of error. Okay, there was a part that I missed just before moving into the next section of this. It says why a small buyers list can outperform a huge freebie list. It just does. Why? Because they're trained to buy. They're trained. The list is already trained to invest into themselves. Freebies, it takes. It's going back. I keep bringing this back up. It's going back to the Eugene's Schwartz 5 stages awareness. Okay, freebie seekers. Out of the 5 stages, let's see. I would assume they're problem aware, but they're trying to get free shit. Okay. And they can be product aware, but they're not most aware. Okay. Or solution aware, should I say? Solution aware and then product aware. Like they could find a solution, but they keep freebieing their way to it. They're trained a certain way. That doesn't mean that they're not a buyer in the future. But that kind of is why it's a training mentality. It's better to have 100,000 buyer list than 100,000 freebie seekers. Or small, bigger list or smaller list. Yeah, I missed that part. I'm going to clear that up. Okay. So the next one we got. It's in another section. We're only 2 sections away, guys. It didn't give me much to riff off, but I think so far so good for what I can riff with. This is the next section. It says the real talk that makes them love you. Okay. The biggest mistake you made during your early launches. Let's see. I'm gonna read them out first. The first bullet says the biggest mistake that I made during my early launches. Um, why consistency beats hype. Why small wins stack into big ones. Why your goal is escape velocity, not perfection. That's important. How building systems helped you get your life back. This is where your authenticity destroys the competition, and I wanted to do that for you. Okay, so the biggest mistake I can say during the early days of launching is don't take 3.5 years to launch your product. Don't do it. Okay. Um, I'm not gonna give you my backstory of the crap I had to deal with that made it hard and difficult. I honestly believe I have ADD, ADHD. Okay. Like I feel like I'm at a million. I'm like scatterbrained at times, but I've done things that I know are proven, and dealing with that, I know that I can rise above by proving that I can do it. Now that was the first mistake of my early days of launching. Okay, that's really the biggest one I can think of. I'm not, I don't, there are more, but that's the biggest one. Okay. Don't stagger your, don't go stagnant after your first couple of launches. If you're looking to make that directly your model, you got to do it consistently. Okay. Or find other ways to get customers without having to do affiliates all the time. Nothing wrong with affiliates. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But it'd be nice to keep 100% of the money if you could drive your own traffic without affiliates. Okay. That is the goal after all now, isn't it? Not gonna lie, I'm still gonna launch. But yeah, that was the biggest mistake I could say. Why consistency beats hype? Mm, yes, very true. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was super duper consistent. I'm more of a core products guy because I see a lot of these other vendors. They're launching product after product with new domains that they have to maintain. It's not a good look when the domain goes down, and it's nowhere to be found. But that doesn't mean the vendor's a bad person. It's just that during launch period, it just looks more professional. I'm more of a like I'd rather it on one site housed, whether it's a WordPress or a paid tool that houses it all. Keep things simple and keep your products core that you believe in. Don't just follow the crowd and just mock up what already sold. That's regurgitated. I mean, we're all pretty much selling the same thing in some form or fashion, some way, in some angle. Uh, some of them are just don't really believe what they sell. They just kind of copy the next man. And yeah. So that's with that. Let's see. Consistency be hype. Yeah. You know, the beats hype. Just being consistent just beats consistency beats a lot of things. Okay. Why small wins stack into big ones? This is important, guys. Even if you get a couple customers, a couple of sales, it's good to document all that. Okay. Document the one sale that was $8, the multiple sales that was 10, $20, even $100 sales, more $300 sales. You got the mid ticket, that odd mid ticket or whatever. You want to make that compilation stack, okay? Because that can be used as great fuel for if you ever decide to put a product out to the marketplace, whether through affiliates or organic marketing through social media platform. Okay, so stack those small wins, get those screenshots. Shoot, if you have clients and you're doing numbers, some kind of numbers, you got to stack their wins so you can use that as promo material. Obviously, let it make sure it's okay with them. you know, because that'll help. That'll definitely help. Anything that any kind of offers you put out that are yours now. Mostly. Um, but yeah, see stacks. All right, that's what I read on that one. Next bullet is why your goal is escape velocity, not perfection. Covered something like that. Obviously, we want to reach escape velocity, and in order to do that, if you're like a perfectionist, it's going to be very very difficult, if not ever. You're not ever gonna. You're gonna stay at the job, stay working at the business, making some money or to no money, or have a good week and a bad week, but you still need the job for the steady paycheck. Okay, you want to get that escape velocity up. Okay, so don't let perfection destroy you from doing that. You need to take imperfect action, like I said before. Okay, on to the next. How building systems helped me, or I'm saying help you get your life back. It's writing in the way it wrote. It's writing it as if it was for me, but I'm saying for you as well. Um, how building systems helped you get your life back, me, or it could help you as well. Help you as well. Uh, did I say systems? Yeah, the system I have in store is the Buyer Magnet method. I feel like I repeated this. I'll have to look at the playback. So anyhow, we're almost done here. I'm about to make this not too long. Okay. And for the next section, okay, the transition to list building. I say everything changed when I stopped trying to sell random offers and started building a buyers list that wanted to hear from me. Okay. And I'm going to strum on this again. You can build a buyers list multiple ways: paid ads, organics, affiliates. Other ways, there's ways to do it. You know, I like the affiliates way and organics. That's the ways that I like to build my lists, preferably buyers. Even if they didn't buy, the fact that they're warmer on my socials and my YouTube makes them a better quality lead. Even if they buy 2 years from now, 3 years from now, or more or less, or next month from now, or in the same week or day. Okay. They see, they hear you, they read your content. Your content does the heavy lifting. Okay, guys? And that's the kind of list. You want the list that's read your content, has been warmed up to you, then they get on your list. Okay? They want to hear from you, whether they buy from you or not. So that's kind of like my take currently now. And let's see. The freedom you felt. Okay, so when I felt and this is what it's saying for me. It wants me to the freedom I felt when I first buyer, or I'm sorry, the freedom, it's, I'm just read how it wrote. The freedom you felt when your first buyer sale came in. This was way back, man. This was before I started launching products. I was just an affiliate, and I remember the first sale that came in. It was something called let's see, first sale. I think it was called My Cash Rewards or something. It was like one of those My Cash freebie sites. I was trying to think of it at the top of my tongue. And I remember my car was close to getting impounded. It didn't get impounded, by the way. It had a balloon payment that could have got it impounded. And I was freaking out in front of my computer screen, I remember. And I was already logged into my email. Then the email popped up notification. It was the very first dollar amount sale ever I made. It came through, and that was like an instant belief crusher, like an instant limited belief crusher. It told me that this can be done. It was just $120 sale, and I was scorned for it. I was like, "Oh, it's $20." You understand? $1, $2. Your very first dollar online is a big deal. It's huge. Yet friends and families, the unawares that I talked about out of the 5 stages of awareness with Eugene Schwartz, they don't see it that way. Get a real job. It's a pipe dream. That's all they got for you. I know you can relate on that one. But anyhow, that's what it was talking about as far as let's see, why email plus AI. All right. Yeah, that was the first bullet on that. Okay, it says why email plus AI is the ultimate cheat code right now. It is because if you do review videos, you could do the tricks I show in the Buyer Magnet method. If you're into the month of December right now, it can be any year actually. You're selling gear in the month of December. We have a discount going on, 93% off. Check it out. Link in the description. So that was that email plus AI cheat code. Yeah, it's a freaking cheat code, guys. All the AIs are. Y'all need to get your heads out the sand. You know. Okay, why launching once per month keeps your life bar full? Now, I don't launch once a month. I don't know why I put that. I did want to launch once a month, but I'm starting to find that there's more to it, and you could really build so on organics. I love YouTube. It feels like YouTube is my platform. Others have their Insta, other has their Facebook. I do have TikTok, and I have plans to do something with TikTok as well. Okay, but YouTube has been the biggest results for me and my brother so far. I've been hitting leaderboards even more because I have audience building on YouTube and not so much on the email list, but they're on my YouTube list and they're targeted. Most of them are targeted. Like, you know, it helps. I'm glad I started it when I did, even though it took so many years to get to any kind of firepower next to the email list, the buyers list, and all that. Okay, let's read on. Let's read on. So yeah, I don't actually launch once a month. It's saying why launching once a month, which is a good number, by the way. If you want to choose that model, yeah, it can be done. You can make very lucrative income that way. Another thing, if you decide to launch, make sure you got your tracking pixel set to after they buy. That way, you can build up your tracking pixel and start testing meta ads. Once it reaches to about 100 to 200 buyer events after they bought, I'm not going to get technical with you. There's a lot of YouTube videos on there about it. So go ahead and check it out. That way you're not at the mercy of affiliates. You can leverage your affiliate partners to get the buyer data so that you can start running ads to, and also create a lookalike audience. So it's not the same people, it's people similar to them, so that you get a fresh batch of buyers, you know? So yeah, start doing that as well. Many videos on it. It's called Facebook Pixel, and look it up and show you want to install it on the second page after they buy the first item in your offer. Okay, make sure you have at least a multiple step funnel, at least three. If you're two, you could get away with two, just so long the second page has the pixel installed in HTML form or Java, whatever it is. Anyhow, let's see where we're at here. So I think I talked about that. Why affiliates trust people who demonstrate a predictable system. That's true. Um, I will be able to keep demonstrating this, and I already had the first wave of affiliates. It was more of a micro launch, and I was happy with the 25 plus sales it gave. It's actually more than that. Actually, it was like 30. It was 40 something sales. It's still reading 25 plus sales. It's actually 40 something sales right now. And the people that bought it need to go friggin' through it. It's good stuff. It's what I'm doing now. I'm kind of like, I like doing it in front of your face right now. This is the method. This video will be chopped down and be put out for them to drive back to this very same video. Like it works. You know, you'll see the results on like my brother's channel. Yeah, it's a different niche and it takes more numbers, but they are his community, loves his work, and I know he has opportunities in there. I did the research on opportunities he has for monetization. And he's getting there. He's growing way fast because he could just dish out the content. It's different when make money online, and that's why I'm here to help you with that part. Although I share his case study to show you that if you can do something similar or something not related to what he's doing, but in a similar formatting, it'll also apply what I show in the buyer magnet method. Okay. It works with any niche, guys, not just make money online. Now, if you're here for make money online, you're in the right place. Anyhow, let's see. Why affiliates trust people demonstrate predictable systems. Yeah, you want I will be demonstrating it again. There'll probably be a relaunch with updated refineries to the main course. Like I said back earlier in this video, core offers. I focus on core offers, not a bunch of websites to maintain. You maintain the core website that houses all the main offers. Okay, and just be mindful when you do start it. If you decide to, if you do WordPress, this is the WordPress route. Make sure the domain is your name and something. Like mine's ChrisRamirezOnline.com. Yours can be your name. Hopefully your name's there. Yourname.com. You have to add online.com or something else.com after your name. Do so. Have that be everything. You house all your products on there. One domain, one hosting fee. It's cheap, guys. Very cost effective. A little technical, very cost effective. Now, it's cost effective because the trade off is a tech hurdle. Okay. It would be more techy without WordPress. Way over your head, even though you probably feel way over your head. You just need training videos. It's easy. It's out there on the internet. It's on YouTube. Me, I'd just probably buy product Dino or something. Me, if my WordPress were to crash out. But anyhow, I don't want to tangent too much again, like I said. Okay, let's see. All right, section 8. And I think we're gonna call it now, guys. I riffed enough. Might have to edit some of the video. Might just leave it raw. Might just leave it raw for you guys. Um, Now if you want the same exact system I'm walking through here, well, I didn't really walk through it here. This is what it's wrote for me. It's the exact same system. If you want the exact same system, what we use to actually build audience build through YouTube mainly, um, we do know how to do it through Facebook as well, through groups and not. I mean, you could apply the YouTube method to Facebook Reels, but there's ways to do it on Facebook through groups as well. But the product's mostly about attracting people to you. And you can attract people to you through groups too. There's a different way of doing it instead of having to add friends and message them. I'm not big on the whole DMing people. I'd rather attract them to you. You want to attract people to you, whether it's through Reels, Shorts, TikToks, and then get them on your socials to your group because then they've attracted to you and they're already like warmed up to you in some way. Okay, guys. So that's what I got. Now as far as call to action, just if you're in December right now, I have a special going on for the Buyer Magnet method that I launched last October with my affiliate partners. And we got it down a whole 93% off for all the way up to the end of December. Now, if you're out of December, it's still going to be a steal, guys. You can still pick it up. That link will be in the description. Go ahead, pick it up. It's it's a very I put a lot of heart and soul into this course, guys, and I know it's going to help a ton of people. I just know it, okay? Because it's exploding my brother. It's exploding his channel, and my channel is growing as well. But I'm really happy his channel is growing. He's like the ultimate case study. I do have an artist that I know that does music that I'm testing the case study with him. I'm trying to train him how to do it. I did show him some videos I had to cut specifically for him, for an artist that does rap music. And he hit my brother's niche channel is a gaming niche channel. Mine's Make Money Online channel. His is more music. Like he does music videos and stuff and does shows and stuff. So it's like it can work in multiple niches, guys. Now as far as the sales page, I only have my brother's results and my results on the page. Okay. Um, Now, as far as the monetary that I do show, it's not to brag on the page, all right? It's to show you what's possible and what switches I made between the email list, my buyers, which it's not a huge list, guys. I'm still building it through socials and launching. Okay, but anyhow, it's always about building a list. At the end of the day, I'd rather a warm hot list, not a freebie secret list, and a buyer's list, right off the bat. And the warm hot list can turn into a part of the buyer's list, or you can launch and get straight to the buyer's list. Either way, both whether you're building a product for affiliates, it's still work and content that has to be created. Not only for the product, but also for the affiliate page for them to sign up. So it's like you got to make a secondary affiliate page to sell them on promoting your product. Or you could do the same amount of energy and put that same amount of work. I'm not saying don't do one or the other, okay? I actually would say rotate between the two. But anyhow, you really want to like cultivate the ability to bring your own customer list without affiliates, and you keep 100% of the money after you build your offer. Okay. Now you hear me say, "Oh, build my offer." Oh, I don't know. I was the same way. I was the same way when I was uh, introduced to building products to launch with affiliates initially. Those same products, you don't have to build that separate page. Just learn how to build out content, preferably long form value, have it chopped down, and use different methods and strategies I talk about in the buyer magnet method to take that same piece of content, and you can render that content through a specific AI tool I use, and it will create different variant unique slices so that you can pretty much upload the content more frequently, and it's a different unique piece every time. And the AI tool that I show you guys knows when to begin and end to the long form slices for maximum retention and to gain subscribers. And if you don't gain subscribers, you will get views. Okay, so awareness will be brought to any, and if any watch time is made, even without the subscribe, you will pop up again in that same audience's feed because they gave you watch time. If they get There's a couple ways people see your stuff. If they give you watch time and they don't subscribe, they're going to see your stuff again. That's if they give you the watch time, okay? If they subscribe, then great. They're going to more often see your stuff and probably give you the watch time as well. But most of the time, it seems like they're not subscribed, but you'll get subscribers out of it, and that's your list building. It's okay. All right. You'll probably even get buyers that don't subscribe on your list, but they're out there on internet land, mainly YouTube, because I do a lot of that, and they'll buy from you from there, then and there. Okay. And the trick is the short form. The short form is what helps build the awareness quicker than having to wait out being put in a box and having to get ranked or have to pay for SEO for your videos and all. Really, the best SEO is you daily getting so many shorts scheduled out and have it go out daily, pushing to the main content that's long form. Okay, guys, but I'm not going to keep going and going and going. That said, if you like the video so far, go ahead, like this video. Helps the channel grow tremendously. And to subscribe to that channel and tick the bell icon, there is that special going on. You click the link in the description. It is 93% off of the Buyer Magnet method. This particular promo will end at the end of December. If you catch it after December, you're only looking at $12.95. Still worth the price, guys. But if you act now, if you're in December, it could be any year in December actually, because this video will be evergreen. It'll be 486 starting out. Now it will slightly increase price a little by little at just before the month ends. Okay, so I just want to keep that in mind. You want to catch it while the discount is there to catch. I'll see you guys in the members area. Let's get this money. We'll show you how to grow your YouTube channel, leveraging long forms chopped down to shorts to drive the most maximum traffic to your email list so that they can eventually buy or die. All right, y'all be blessed.